Hey everybody, welcome to some Cevo Open Action. I am your host, Wolf Dota. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on Twitch, that's awesome. If you're watching off of Somebody Turns account, hope you enjoy the cast. Either way, if you're interested, you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both at Wolf Dota. Check out any VODs on my YouTube channel at Wolf Dota. But enough about me. Let's get into the game with standard meta killers going up against Return of the Men. This is a best of two group stage game, and it's gonna look like SMK. They're gonna ban out the Naga Tide and the Omni Knight. Return of Man, they're gonna go for the Juggernaut and Viper bans. The pickups were Centaur and Venge for SMK, and then Bristleback Marana for Return of Men. Sorry about that. So interesting lanes so far. The Centaur and the Venge, pretty standard pickups, which is very strange considering they're standard meta killers, but they're gonna keep within the meta, fairly consistent here. You see a lot of Centaur and Venge these days, very strong in their roles, have a lot of potential early and the late and in the late game. Bristleback's a little strange. Second one I've seen today, and so it's casting another tournament. And then Mirana. So a hero you don't see too often. They're gonna ban out the Spectre and the Axe for their respective teams. Mirana pickup though is a little bit strange. I imagine we'll probably see a Bane pickup right here, pretty standard. Maybe a Shadow Demon or something else. But Bane's the El Clasico done combination, so we might see some long range arrow bombs or whatnot. But the only problem is, last time I saw this Bane Mirana combination, it was a little bit unfortunate per se. They weren't able to rotate well, as the whoever everybody they rotated on was very strong, and unfortunately because they were trying to rotate for so long, the lane that they were supposed to be protecting just kind of fell apart. It wasn't the best, but I know the combo can be good, but you just have to make sure you get those kills. Venom Assassin was also banned out for Return of Men. It looks like there's some deliberation going on for the men. Not sure what they want to pick, whether it's a Bane, Shadow Demon. I've seen OD work very as well. You could go with something, maybe just like a hard stun. Go for a Rubik. Lift into arrow isn't terrible, or Ogre to hold him in place. Crystal Maiden's not too bad. She's kind of slow though, so it makes it hard. But her cast range is very long. I'm gonna go with the Wisp, and then the insta-pick Dazzle. Oi. So the Return of Men, they've got their Wisp Bristleback if they want to run it, and this is something that's been very strong in China now for a little bit, is you overcharge the Bristleback and you just can't kill him between his back damage reduction and the extra healing he's getting from the IO and the overcharge damage reduction. It's absolutely insane. Plus you give him that extra move speed and the mana and health regen. Bam's Quills for days. But sometimes there's not a lot you can do. I do like the Dazzle pickup. It'll let them TP out so far. The Axe, and Axe has already been banned by them, so that ban making a lot more sense now. And we'll see what the men want to go for. They're probably trying to think of a way to counter the Dazzle. They're going to go with the Razor. That's another hero that I haven't seen a whole lot of lately. He used to be incredibly strong, but he's since fallen off quite a bit. His win rate isn't that great right now, but nonetheless. What's Dazzle gonna? What are they gonna do? What's Bert thinking? But either way, with the Razor, one thing they can do is Io can keep the Razor alive if he chooses, and the Razor can just continually drain whoever is kept up with Shallow Grave. So even though they're not dead, they're not doing anything. It's a decent counter. It's not something instant, but it's pretty good. And we'll see what kind of a core they want to go for. SMK, they're gonna go for probably. I would imagine since the PA's been banned, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Faceless Void pick up. He's pretty good against the IO combinations. When you see them relocating in, you can drop the Chronosphere on them and kind of roll from there. As well as can burst down the Razor if he wants to. Can stomp the Bristleback, Chrono the Bristleback and run around in front of him, get some damage on him. Wouldn't be too bad. They've already got the swap too, so they don't have to worry about the Venge counter pick or anything like that. I could see Void working out well for them. The other option is they could go for the Anti-Mage, very hard to relocate onto. They don't have any hard lockdown or silences for him. Mirana's the only hard lockdown they have right now is the arrow, so Anti-Mage would be a very solid pickup here if they wanted to go that route. I also have the Dazzle to help him with laning fates a little bit and whatnot. And he would honestly, he would outfarm and he would be able to fight either of them, any of these heroes right now. He can blink through the Razor Tether, you know, get away from the Bristleback, wear off the stacks, and come back, you know, kind of thing. Brewmaster is going to be the pick. That's probably SMK's mid lane. But we'll kind of have to wait and see. Final ban's coming out here now, and Return of the Men. They need their. I imagine their safe laner, as the Razor's probably going to be mid, and Bristleback will be
10 seconds to go.
in the off lane.
5 seconds.
I'll have to give it a moment though, as unfortunately
Reserve time.
taking some time for it. I shouldn't say unfortunately. Unfortunate for me because solo casting, you know, other things to talk about a little bit, but they're doing what they can. What would be really strong? I think like a anti-mage ban here would be very strong from Return of the Men. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I think it'd be a good call. They're gonna go for the Dusa ban, and SMK they banned the Bane, making sure that Mirana is in fact a support, gets rid of some solid lockdown that goes through BKB. And now it's up to Return of the Men. Tiny is still in the pool, so I mean they could go for that combo if they wanted to. It'd give them some more lockdown, which they desperately need. They have no stuns other than Morana's arrow, so I think getting the Avalanche should be very good. Sorry about resting the mouse over that tooltip.
5 seconds.
But we'll just have to kind of give it a moment here. They could go Tiny if they wanted to.
Time.
He works pretty well. Or who's an offlaner? Actually, they're gonna go with the Death Prophet.
Dyer's pick.
What are their lanes gonna be? Brewmaster's probably gonna be mid. So what would you want to say mid? Death Prophet's good against Brew in the mid lane, and stay far enough away that she doesn't have to worry about getting crit down or hit by the clap too often. Can spam him back with the Crypt Swarm. Still thinking the Anti-Mage now would need his Manta, but after Manta, he doesn't need any of the defensive items.
10 seconds to go.
Which I mean, anti-mages build Manta anyway. I still think that's the pick to go here. We'll see if if they agree with me or not. But we'll have to give it a moment.
Reserve time.
The only thing that would stop it is the Death Prophet Sun. So I think she's an alright pick. Gives him some push. Gives him a lot of team fight. That's gonna be the pick. That's a good call. Not too surprised there. SMK, I've seen them run it once or twice before, I believe now as well. So a little, not too surprising. Either way, as both teams are loaded in, I'll quickly introduce the lineup. So we've got Return of Men. We've got
Better get ready.
Bat, Zmiel Link playing the Wisp. Ice is playing Bristleback. Vendetta is playing the Death Prophet. Bunto G is playing the Mirana. Wazap is going to be on the Razor. And for SMK, Bert's going to be on the Anti-Mage. Vengeful Spirit's going to be handled by Additive. The Brewmaster is going to be held on by Shunipa. Oh, sorry. Chupina. Sorry, I have a tough time with that name. Mayapin is going to be playing the... Start up to 14. Mayapin is going to be playing the Centaur. And Mucifer is going to be handling the Dazzle. So it looks like a... Pause this here. It was the IO. Looks like a little bit of a maybe just checking the stream or something like that.
Alright, carry on.
Maybe making sure that it was in fact delayed. Who knows? Some people are a little antsy in the Cevo and some of these other open leagues that I cast for teams where I know the players, but that's fine. Doesn't bother me a whole lot. And it's going to be an aggressive lane with the Bristle and the Mirana. Death Prophet's going to be mid, Razor's going to be solo off lane. So the lanes are actually not too bad from Return of Men. This aggressive lane is going to be able to bully the anti-mage quite a bit. Lots of physical damage coming out between the quills and the right clicks that are going to be hitting them, so it doesn't have to worry too much. They don't have to worry about too much about the spell shield really messing with them. Just called spell shield. For some reason I thought that was Deuce's thing. Lucifer, he's got this ballin' ass Dazzle set. So maybe it's a core Dazzle. I don't know. He's got the Desolator already. Either way, Venge is going to be rotating out, and it looks like Anti-Mage, he hasn't skilled up yet, but he can pop his blink. Arrow's going to fly through. Oh, he's gonna juke it, and he should be able to get the rune. Where is it? No, he's taking a lot of damage here. He manages to get it. He's gonna blink away. Not sure if that was worth it. It probably wasn't too bad, but it's gonna cost him about as much gold to fully heal. I mean, he does have the dazzle, so he's gonna get the shadow wave here in a little bit, I'm sure, and eats a tango. He'll be all right, but a little bit more damage than he probably wanted to take. Either way, it's gonna work out for him. I think this mid lane is going to go in favor of the Death Prophet. She's just able to spam a lot more effectively than Brewmaster is, but we'll kind of have to wait and see. Bottom lane should be heavily in favor of the Razor. Oh, moves for his Io, watch out. It's kind of hard, especially when you have one armor. But I think Mayapin's going to... Oh, Animage in the top lane. He's getting gone on. Shallow Grave comes out, able to keep him alive. And I think they're going to back off. I didn't see if arrow was used. Yes, it was. But right as I went and looked at the bottom lane, they looked to go on him. So maybe I got to stick the camera around here. I was just going to talk about the Centaur Razor matchup. And I mean, everybody knows that it's going to be a good matchup for the Razor. But it's just interesting. Oh, Mirana maybe looking to get down a blocking ward, getting a harass back Mustafa. And he's going to get the ward down. Backs off, trying to place in the trees. He does get it down. They do not have a sentry to deward this. Oh, they do on the dazzle. But now they're contesting the pull. And gonna mess it up a little bit, not a whole lot. We'll have to see how this goes. Meanwhile, Bert, he's trying to do his best to CS, but it's hard underneath the tower, and when you're being contested like this, sometimes you just can't make it happen. Additives. Oh, gonna get the deny. There he goes. Either way, gonna continue the farm, and I imagine the early game is gonna be fairly slow until Death Prophet's probably level 8, where he looks to rotate, and then Brewmaster probably will rotate right at level 6. Oh, Brew's actually gonna go for it. He gets off the clap, going for the crits, not getting any though. If he'd gotten 2 crits there, he would have been. Death Prophet would have been pretty close to dead. He had another clap cooling down. Maybe he decided would have gone for it. A little bit of RNG on Death Prophet's favor. A little bit of bad luck on Bruce. I mean, it's only a 10% chance, but still, he didn't even get the guaranteed crit. So, a little bit unfortunate there, but he's going to grab a regen rune and be very happy with that. Mirana, she's just kind of soaking experience. Unfortunately, her life's pretty hard. She has to go for all of the blind arrows and the no setup arrows and all that stuff. So a little bit tough for her, but if she managed to land them, it'll be all right in the end. That's a Death Prophet getting her bottle back, as well as the Null Talisman. So the bottle rush paying off, I guess. Maybe just using the up top. Fine. Mirana's still holding on to that arrow. We look to see what's going on here. Crypt Swarm's coming out. It's just going to harass the Brewmaster back. Razor and Centaur, they're still trading away. Centaur, or sorry, I don't know why. Centaur, he needs to. Oh, that was a lot of damage coming from the Dazzle. Level 1 too. There's got to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't get linked and just chased down. I mean, he is level 5, so he does have that double-edged return. But it's going to do as much damage as it does to Razor as it does to him. It's going to be a little unfortunate. Razor pops an Invis rune. Might look to rotate in behind. I don't think he can go for this kill on the Centaur. Oh, he's going to link. Gets stomped. Mayapin still just CS and not worried about it at all. Gonna eat a couple of right clicks, get 70 damage drained, and Razor's just gonna be able to throw him out for the next 10 seconds. However he wishes. Centaur coming in, double edge in the creep wave, gets a couple CS, but then has to back off. Up top here, still playing very close. Animage actually farming very well for how tough this lane's been. Oh, now it's Mustafa who's in trouble. He throws out the shallow or the weave. But, oh, he's going to get the Shallow Grave, and First Blood might go to the Mirana. No, they lose him. Arrow comes out, but now they can see him. They get First Blood right before their Dazzle goes down. So far, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Are they going to look to go? Stun comes on to Bristleback. Animage, is he going to be able to get him? No, Bristleback's still alive. He lives. The Venge is going to be able to get him, but that's a 2 for 3. And the big winner is the IO. Actually getting a double kill out of that. And Animage just had too many stacks. Bristleback was able to get it off. 2 more cool sprays. And with the regen from the Wisp, the overcharge, and the bottle health, it was a little bit too much for them to kill as quickly as they'd liked. But they're going to back off. Animage, he's now got his ring of health, so a little easier to sustain up here. But they're gonna need some help. He needs free farm for about 5 minutes to catch back up to where he should be. And it's gonna be a little bit difficult for him. The Brew's gonna have to do a lot, and he's had an alright lane. Actually tied with the Death Prophet as far as CS goes. So, and I think anytime a mid melee match ties up against a mid range, it's gonna be all right. Oh, Brewmaster, he's gonna get spotted here. There is an arrow on the Mirana. A couple clicks are gonna come out, and that's a haster. This might be a dead Brewmaster as the ulti comes out from the Centaur. Brewmaster's still trying to get away. Mirana's got the arrow. It's gonna connect. She needs like a couple more right clicks. Panda's gonna go for the split. Raises the Venge there. Mirana with an excellent leap away, and Brew split down. So he forced to pop his split and make his way out of there, but nonetheless, they're going to be alright with that. Burns actually opted for the Band of Elven skin, maybe going for just the treads in the strange way, but either way, oh, that's an arrow going to fly through. It's not going to connect. Unfortunately, deftly dodged by the Anti-Mage, so Bo2 not going to be able to do anything, and he's got no mana to leap away. Anti-Mage could go on him. Might have been able to get him there, but decides not to. Gonna back off instead. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, I got a case of the yawns all of a sudden. Not because the game's not exciting or good or anything like that, just a little bit tired. It's been a long day. It's all good though. And Dazzle, what do you got? What's this courier? That is funky. Either way. Dazzle and Venge, they've got a smoke now. They can look to maybe go a little aggressive if they want here. Ice is getting pretty tanky. He's got only one up in the Bristleback aura, or sorry, passive. So I'm assuming he's not going to be looking to fight too soon, but he can if he has to. Pretty standard build coming out from him though, the 1-3-1. Definitely want that stack damage. Brewmaster's actually waiting bottom for a rune as the Venge rotates top. Stampede's gonna come out. They're gonna look to go in the Razor. There's a stomp as well. Magic Missile follow up, double edge, and that's a kill. Mayapwin setting that up very nicely. Additive there for some help, and the Brewmaster was there for some moral support. Is he gonna find a DD rune for his troubles though, and look to head back and defend his mid tower? Death Prophet's level 8. Gonna throw down a Crypt Swarm. And looks like that's going to be about it. Maybe one more just to finish the wave off. Yep. Throws it out. And no push on the tower yet. No real push anyway. That's Death Prophet phase boots, I guess. Or, oh, null on the ground. Getting the max value out and bottle crowing a lot. So kind of taking that away from her team, but nonetheless it should be alright. Anti-Mage has been farming very well these last few minutes. Oh, gonna get gone in there. No arrow to lock him down, but gonna blink away. And Bristleback gets basically full healed now. From the IO tether. So good stuff there, keeping him healthy and ready to go. Anti-Mage actually going for his own stack. Maybe look to pull it himself if he needs to. But he's got his treads and an Aquila. Top of the stick, so up against the Bristleback, if he gets really low, he can pop the stick, blink away if he needs to. It should be fairly effective. Dazzle's rotated through. Going to be looking for like maybe Secret Service the arrow or something. Who knows? Either way, Anti-Mage almost level 7. At which point, imagine he's gonna max blink. Usually that's the build I see is the two max 1 kind of thing. And Bristleback's just gonna TP out as the Death Prophet's getting dove very hard by the Brew. No blink on him, but Death Prophet's gonna make it out of there with like 30 HP. He did have a DD rune, and he might be in a little bit of trouble now. He's going to throw out the clap and a crit. Bristleback takes a lot of damage. He eats another Crypt Swarm. Arrow's going to fly through, not going to connect. They're going to be able to bring down this panda. Yes, they are. Bristleback was a little bit worried there for a moment, I'm sure. They make it out. And Andy Mage continues hitting creeps, so some space bought, but probably not worth. If he'd had a blink there, he would have got the kill and got out. And Dazzle's going to go for another pull. This time he does have a double stack, so it will be completely cleared up. Additive, fairly poor on the Vengeful Spirit. Hasn't been doing a whole lot as far as... Oh, maybe scratch that. Nice stack there. Looks like a double. Is there anything here? Nope, nothing there. Centaur. He's just farming away. Oh, I heard an arrow. Looks like it connected with nothing. I didn't see where it went. But there's going to be a Stampede onto the IO. Double Edge brings down the Wisp. And Death Prophet now looking to go. Maybe chase down the Centaur if she can. But unfortunately, she doesn't have a Yules or anything like that. That said, the Ghosts are going to catch her. Good job. She is very fast. Has another Crypt Swarm if she wants to go for it. And Centaur's going to be able to blink away. She's now going to get slowed up. Panda's there. 30 seconds on his split. He's going to start backing off. The Ghosts are wearing down, though. The spookiness is fading, and Anti-Mage is in the area. Going for the Marauder behind enemy lines. Gonna blink out. And looks like that's gonna be about it. Maybe Venge rotating through. Finds the Bristleback, gets the Magic Missile off, but the IO is now back. Blinked out, stop from the Centaur. Double Edge brings down the Marauder. They're looking to go. Anti-Mage there with the Mana Void. Doesn't do a whole lot. Shallow Grave on the Centaur. He's gonna be alright. Venge has gone down. They may be looking to re-goose. Bristleback. Gonna look to chase down the Brewmaster maybe. Are they going to be able to get him? I'm not sure if they will. The Goose are going to start stacking. He's going to kite him into the tower. This is going to be the end of the Panda. He goes down. Bristleback, how hungry is he? Is he going to go for Mustafer? No, he doesn't. He's going to back off. Double kill coming out for Ice. Bert, I believe, got a kill there. Yeah, looks like he did. Fortunately, the Mana Void didn't connect. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. But nonetheless, nice exchange coming out in favor of... We're back. Or, sorry... The men. And they're going to continue pushing out the wave. And looks like IO is going to... Oh, another Stampede coming out. They're maybe looking for the Razor. Blink forward from the Centaur. Stomp, Double Edge. Oh, Arrow, nice dodge coming up from Mayapwin. But now he's getting drained. He's kind of got to get out of here. A lot of damage coming out from the Razor. Panda's there. Clap, split. He's going to look to go. Maybe be able to finish down the Razor. The Wisp goes down. Marana gets one more click on the Centaur. That's going to bring him down. But I think she's getting into paying with it. She's already used her leap, dropping fairly low. Another boulder comes through. Pandalings are having a hard time getting there. She's pops her Moonlight Shadow, going to get spotted out. And now Brewmaster, still no blink, going to look to try and escape. But can he get away from the Razor, taking a fair bit of damage from the right clicks? And he's going to make it out. Anti-Mage is now there, though. He's looking for the Mana Void, not going to go for it. I heard an arrow. Where was it? Looks like it maybe we shot at the Anti-Mage, but it doesn't connect. Thought about the Mana Void, didn't go for it. In the end, it's going to be another exchange coming out in favor of men.
Dyer's top tower, you know the drill.
And they're going to continue, just keep on, keep it on. Mayapwin, oh, nice Double Edge coming out onto the creeps. I don't know why I'm hyping that. Oof. Anyways. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Excellent last hitting, sir. What I have to say. Speaking of last hitting, Bert leading the CS chart, but not ahead on the net worth. Just a little bit behind the Bristleback. Not too bad, but he still doesn't have that battle for yet. It's 14 minutes in. He's halfway there, roughly. A little over, I guess. But and they're about to. Oh, they lose their mid tower. He needs to try and push that out top and see if he can maybe rotate and get the kill. Death Prophet throws out the Crypt Swarm. And gonna pop her ulti. It's only level 1, but they should still be able to clear this out. Bristleback doing pretty well up with the paired up with the IO. And there comes the Wave of Terror. There's gonna be a tier 2 down, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot SMK can do about it. The Anti-Mage trying to push top in, but the creeps just aren't there. And now they're gonna rotate onto him. No smoke popped yet, and Moonlight Shadow's on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Anti-Mage will see them all hanging out around here, and he will have seen them smoke. I'm sure his team's picking it out. He's just going to continue back behind the creeps. Gotta watch out though, that he doesn't get arrowed. He's going to blink into the trees. Arrow, he's going to go through, and it was nicely shot, but just not quick enough. He's able to TP out. The Panda's there, and still working on his Blink Dagger at 15 minutes in. He's only got 1,300 gold towards it. Centaur's managed to finish his, though, and been doing nice work with it so far. Looks like he's going for the Blade Mail as well. Getting all those early and cheap effective items as Anti-Mage continues to push out the bottom lane. He's almost got enough for the Claymore. Only about 200 away from it, at which point he'll be just a mere 800 away from the Battle Fury. And once he's got that, he'll be able to move around and farm a lot faster. Oh. Meanwhile, while the Dire's pushing bottom, the Radiant take the top tower. Additive, he's going to be going down. Bristleback picking up that kill. Actually, Razor the one who sank the last hit. And Anti-Mage, he's made it his way out. That's a big rotation coming bottom. They got the Venge, and I imagine they'll look to push. Make that worth it. They're very strong right now. They've got the Io Bristleback to sit up in the front lines. Just spam with the quills, and they're not going to be going down. But anytime soon, that is. And this is the last tier 1, almost mocking them with its still uppedness. Back's going to start clearing up the waves. Dazzle's there. Trying to do what he can, but unfortunately there's not a lot he can do. Oh, relocate coming out in the mid lane. It looks like there's a Panda hit by an arrow. He's going to split. The Wisp didn't bring anybody back with him. Boulder's going to come out, and looks like, oh, maybe he is going to go looking for the Wisp, but the Fire Panda is about to go down. The Lightning Panda is taking a fair bit of damage, and only the Earth one left. He's just going to waddle on out, and then it's just a regular Panda. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, the tier 1 drops to the Razor Bristleback as Io returns. So first relocate gank, not a whole lot, but they get the tower in the end. And that's a Bristleback with a Crimson Guard at 17 minutes. It's going to be fairly tough to deal with. He's very tanky right now, has a lot of health, a lot of armor, as well as the overcharge and his passive. Not to mention he's got the damage reduction now whenever, not going to connect, whenever he pops that for 9 seconds. So the Panda Split's going to do actually nothing to him. Except for the, well, not except for the Bolt Tosh. Oh, Venge almost walks into the arrow. Bristleback's coming in, runs up, throws out some squills and a little bit of snot. Gonna back off. And maybe now look to just continue pushing in. Crypt Swarm coming out, Quill Spray, clearing up the creep wave. Another scouting arrow. That one's not going to connect with anything, but they're going to be able to take this tower. That is a level 1 Death Prophet ulti still. She's almost level 11. I'm surprised they didn't wait a little bit. Maybe go for it afterwards. Howl of Terror comes out. Panda, still no Blink Dagger, I believe. Yeah, he's still a little bit away from it. Centaur tries to go in. Cancels his animations. And they're just slowly chipping away at this tower. They're going to have it pretty quick. And about to go down. There it is. Destroyed by the Radiant. Swap comes over with the Venge. Stun onto the Razor. Bristleback pops the Crimson Guard. Mech comes out as well. Now everybody's basically full health. Stomp and a Double Edge comes out. They finish off the Wisp. Unfortunately, they've lost their Venge. The Anti-Mage gets Shallow Grave. He hasn't gone down yet, but they lose their Panda. Arrow, it's not going to connect on the Anti-Mage, but the Centaur does go down up at the front lines. And unfortunately, with only the Brew buyback and no ulti on him, this is going to be, I think this is going to be it. That Razor, though, got so much healing from the Wisp. He was tethered when he got mech'd, so he actually got 500 HP from that. Maybe a little bit more. It was very impressive. They're going to stick around for the range racks, I think. Looks like they decide better of it, which is fine. Oh, Arrow, that's not going to connect to Dazzle. Very close, though. Panda taking a lot of damage. Bristleback looks like he wants to go, but they're going to continue backing off. Io's on his way. The battery is coming. And off of that fight, they take the mid lane of Rax. And they're going to keep on pushing. Maybe not. They're both going to back off. Anti-Mage, still no Battle Fury yet on him. He's about to have it, though. And as I say, he still doesn't have it. It's going to buy the final component. Claymore will be on its way as soon as he gets a hold of the courier. And then he's got to start split pushing like mad. It's a very late Battle Fury, but I mean, it's not like he had free farm and got it late. It was, he's been contested for a while, having to fight, unfortunately, so it's been very well played by the men, and it looks like he ate an arrow, got tagged by an arrow, maybe a silence as well, and he went down. Able to bring down the AM now before he can get his Battle Fury to him, so it's going to be a little bit longer before he can start pushing and really farming up that jungle. And look at the wards coming out from the Radiant. This is their vision right now. They've got excellent vision here, going there, right here, and this just off the side of the secret shop. They can see pretty much everything going on. And then this ward up here is letting them know if anyone's moving through the jungle. Like, compare that to the Dyers, where, I mean, they have a ward bottom, aggressive ward bottom and one mid, but that doesn't tell them where they are. It just tells them where they're not. I mean, it helps out a little bit, but it's just not as telling. They're not playing aggressive enough to make use of those wards. Speaking of aggressive, Bristleback with the Wisp. Sorry. He's going to be looking for blood. Not going to be able to sniff any out. They're just probably going to cut the creep wave as the range heroes clear up the tower. The Prophet is level 11. Has her next point up in ulti. Oh, Bristleback. He's going to look to go, maybe. Avenger there with a swap. Stampede comes out. The Dazzle almost goes down. And that's a creep wave quickly cleared up and brought down. Now they're going to look to maybe push high ground. They've only got a couple creeps left, but there's a new wave right behind. Arrow is going to come through. That's not going to connect with anybody. And there's the Death Prophet ulti. They're going for their second lane of racks. They need something. They need a fight. But Brewmaster still doesn't have his Blink Dagger, so he's going to have to walk in. Centaur's got his, though. He's looking for a good stomp. We'll see if he wants to go for it or not. There's a double if he wants it. He's going to blink. Goes for it. Only gets 2. Goes for the double edge. Unfortunately, not able to. He's now trying to finish off the Wisp, but it looks like Oh, he does get it. Additive goes down, though. So far, it's a 2-for-1. The IO buys back. Panda Split comes out. The Venge buys back. Dazzle's gone down. Death Prophet being chased by the Anti-Mage. It's a triple kill for Ice. Still alive. The Wisp comes back in, and oh, man, the Death Prophet gets full heal from him. Able to bring down Bert. Centaur has bought back as well. He's going to go. Throws out a stomp. Stampede as well. Additive. He's also bought back. Goes for the stun, but unfortunately I think it's too little too late. Arrow's not going to land, but he doesn't matter. He gets brought down, and Ice is now godlike. This is going to be a second lane of racks, and yeah, Vendetta, he's going to get stunned up. Double Edge comes out, and oh, GG, well played. SMK, they tap out after losing their second lane of racks, and they're going to be back quickly with the next game. We'll be back shortly for some more Cevo Open action. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Wolf Dota.